Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Nigel Bajos, and today I'm going to be doing a really quick comparison between two cameras that no one's really asked me for a comparison for, but I had access to both of them, so I thought, why not? So the two cameras that I'm going to be comparing are the Canon 5D Mark III and the Panasonic GH3. Now both of these cameras are the third generation of their series. The 5D Mark III is obviously the third generation of the 5D series, and the GH3 is the third generation of the GH series. Now the 5D Mark III is typically used by a lot of professional photographers, and it is definitely known more as a photography tool and not necessarily for video, whereas the GH3 was used by a lot more filmmakers than it was photographers. But I'm going to be comparing the video features of both of these cameras and showing you guys some different comparisons as far as image detail, dynamic range, and sound quality. Now, just to put this into perspective, the 5D Mark III is still being sold. It's about $2,300 brand new and about $1,400 to $1,500 used, whereas the GH3 is discontinued. It was replaced by the Panasonic GH4 and then the GH5 here recently. But the GH3 can be bought for like $300 to $400 used on eBay. So the lenses that I'll be using on these cameras, for the GH3, it'll be the 20mm f1.7 shooting at f2, and then on the 5D Mark III, it'll be the 24 to 105 L series lens shooting at about 40mm at f4. So in this first shot, this is the 5D Mark III. This is my buddy Andrew. So straight out the gate, this image from the 5D Mark III actually looks pretty good. But let's look at the Panasonic GH3. And you can see that the depth of field is a bit deeper, but you can also see that there's a lot more image detail. And if we zoom in, you'll notice that even more. The 5D Mark III looks kind of soft and the GH3 is still holding up pretty well. We zoom in even more, and again, the 5D Mark III looks very soft in comparison to the GH3. So this next test, I did a very extreme dynamic range test. I set up a shot that had a very, very wide dynamic range, and I exposed for the clouds in the background, and pretty much everything in the foreground is completely black. So what I did is I just upped the shadows in the foreground, and as you can see, both of these cameras didn't do that well. In the 5D Mark III's defense, I wasn't shooting at the native ISO. That would give it the least amount of noise. So I may have been able to get a bit of a less noisy image if I shot with its native ISO. But even so, the 5D Mark III didn't hold up very well when you try to pull back the shadows, but neither did the GH3. Some may argue that the GH3 might be a little bit better, but honestly, neither of these images are usable at all. Even if you put some noise reduction on there, they're just absolute garbage if you ask me. So this last test I did, I knew what the results were going to be because I knew that as far as sound goes, the Canon DSLRs have really horrible preamps, and even though the GH3's preamps aren't perfect, they're a lot better than what you'll get on the 5D Mark III. So I just put my Comica VM10, which is what I'm using to record this video right now, and I just put it right on top of the 5D Mark III, and I filmed my buddy Andrew whistling, so you can listen to that. And now let's listen to the Comica VM10 on top of the Panasonic GH3. So as you can hear, the preamps on the 5D Mark III are definitely noisier than on the GH3. So Panasonic GH series cameras typically have better preamps inside of them, so I kind of knew that the GH3 was going to beat out the 5D Mark III in this area. So anyways, that was my really quick comparison. There's obviously pros and cons to both of these cameras. The 5D Mark III has a full frame sensor and it does way better in low light, and it's really a photographer's camera, even though it does have some video features built into it. You can also install picture profiles like Andrew Reid's C-Log or Technicolor CineStyle or something like that, which is something that does have over the Panasonic GH3. It can also be hacked with Magic Lantern to where you can shoot like 3.5K RAW, I think, and there's so many features that Magic Lantern unlocks. But just as far as recording video internally without any hacks, the GH3 definitely wins out on the 5D Mark III as far as image detail and sound quality. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that quick review. I know both of these cameras are kind of irrelevant in today's age of new cameras coming out all the time, but I just kind of wanted to give you a really quick review between these two cameras. And if you enjoyed it, it'd be great if you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.